was launched. We got it. It's sick. Woo. Alright, what's up guys? Today's a pretty special day. We're in a 996 Carrera, and this just so happens to be the first 911 I've ever driven. So let's do this. Let's go for a drive. So as you can tell, this isn't a regular 911. It's pretty loud. There's a half cage in the back. I got a CAE shifter right here, Sparco steering wheel. This is actually an ex-FARA race car. FARA being the racing division of, I don't know really what the acronym stands for. I apologize for that. But we'll include their links down below because they're pretty cool. And so this is a complete race car with a couple of modifications. So other than the CAE shifter, it has a 6-puck clutch. It has car graphic headers with full exhaust, JRZ coils, has cams which are geared for the higher revs. So we'll get into it later, but the more you actually rev it out, the faster, you know, it starts climbing the rev range. Dude, 911, man, it's exactly what you expect. It does have a Sparco steering wheel, so I guess it changes the steering feel. And obviously with all the suspension components, everything's solid bushings, you know, the CAE shifters, everything's mechanical, there's no rubber bushings. But I mean, ride is pretty comfy, especially with the JRZ coilovers. Like, what? That's super epic. And like you know, everybody says the 996 is the worst of the 911s. They got a lot of hate because it was the first water cooled. It got a lot of hate from the headlights. This is the facelift 996. They came stock with 320 horsepower. 320 horsepower, 0 to 60 around 4.6 seconds. Top speed 177 miles an hour. It was your everyday, super reliable Volkswagen Beetle. No, I'm kidding. It was your everyday, super reliable 911, evolving from the 996, which was the last air-cooled, 911. And dude, this is the first time I drive one, so I'm here like experiencing, especially with the CAE shifter, which is super epic. You know, having been a race car in its previous life, turned back into a street car, you can tell how tight it is around the corners. Everything from the control arms being from the GT3, the brakes as well, the cooling ducts. It has even a third radiator in the front for the extra cooling. And man, like, it just sounds really good. Obviously revs really fast. I wouldn't say it has weight reduction because it has all the interior back in place. It has 46,000 miles. This thing is brand new. So really, you could definitely drive this every day. Sure, the clutch gets a little taken used to. You saw I stalled 3 times. Oh, I stalled it. So, let's say not nervous driving the car, you won't be stalling it because you obviously understand how the clutch works. Now moving on, the car has some CCW C14s. They're 18x9 in the front, 18x12 in the back, wrapped in some Toyo R888Rs, 315s in the back. I think they're 235s in the front, 245, something like that. But you know, we're shooting the car yesterday, and in the rain, I mean, these tires aren't obviously R compounds, more like slicks, if anything. So it gets a little sketch in the wet, in the rain. So like, But yeah, man, look at that response from the engine. So like the cams, it has a 8-pound flywheel, it has the 6-puck clutch, the bushings, the boobity, you know, this thing is decked out. This thing is decked out. Has the turbo front with some crazy lip. It has the huge rear wing for the downforce, and it has a carbon hood, well, hood, rear deck lid, let's say. It has a fiberglass hood, which is wrapped in some carbon fiber wrap with the roof as well. Obviously, as I mentioned before, it's the 911 that nobody really gave too many F's about, you know, and it's really the least liked of the 911s, of the whole lineage of the family. So, having experienced it like this, how can you even say that? You know, you don't know what you're saying. And these are the cheapest ones to buy at the moment, and they're not going to be cheap anymore. You know, I was just talking to the owner of the car. You know, they're not going to be cheaper than what they are now. So, you know, take advantage. You lost the 993. You lost the 997s are still relatively expensive. I don't know if they're still depreciating, or they flattened out. But the 996 is the bargain 911, the best bang for your buck, and it's a Porsche. It's water cooled, it's reliable. You know, yeah, we ran out of gas, but we ran out of gas. Look, this is post gas situation.
Jump in, Mario, so you can turn. Jump in, bro.
It's running. So, you know, once you prep it for the track, you do everything that you gotta do. This thing, you know, it's gonna put a smile on your face every day. It has all the creature comforts. You know, it has a little deck unit, Pioneer head unit here. So sure, it's not stock, but it has Bluetooth, it has everything they need. AC blows super cold, even though this is a race car. It would have had an airbag if it had this factory wheel, or maybe you can even upgrade to the newer 911 wheels, steering wheels, I mean. Dials are what you would imagine a Porsche, especially I'm 23, so like I grew up with this layout, not the 993 and previous. So, you know, really, like, it's new enough, but it's also old enough, and I feel like it's a good way to describe it. But yeah, man, we're gonna do one little blast here. Steering is super direct, minimal. Toe is pretty easy. You brake it in, so you get the weight on top of the wheels. It's like, I drive these things in Forza, and it's a testament to how good Forza is. You get a really good idea of how the car feels. Oh, what a great car. Even with the 6-foot clutch, like, I'm getting used to it already. The lightweight flywheel lets it rev really high. The cams, watch. thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Noel for letting us shoot the car, letting me drive the car the way that I am right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Woo, later guys.